Hey y'all, welcome to episode 8 of DEI in 5, bite-sized discussions on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Today we are talking about intersectionality. What is intersectionality? To start, the term was first coined in 1989 by law professor and social theorist Kimberly Crenshaw, and I'll link the paper below. But in short, intersectionality is a framework or a way to acknowledge and reflect on how an individual or group's various dimensions of our social identities, such as race, gender, sexuality, class, etc., influence our experiences of discrimination and privilege. For example, I, as a cisgendered Black woman, will likely experience discrimination that is different from that of a transgender Black woman due to our differing intersections of race and gender identity. Intersectionality is important because it helps us understand that people's experiences are not one dimensional and that different forms of oppression can intersect and compound each other. And this is particularly relevant in the workplace where people from different backgrounds and identities are coming together to work towards a common goal. So, an intersectional approach in the workplace means that we are choosing to recognize and value the diverse identities, experiences, perspectives, etc., that team members bring to the table. And this can help companies create more inclusive and welcoming environments for everyone, which in turn can lead to better business outcomes. For example, an intersectional approach to recruiting and hiring can help organizations attract a more diverse pipeline of candidates, which can improve the company's ability to understand and serve a more diverse customer or client base. Additionally, an intersectional approach to leadership and decision making can help ensure that all voices are heard or being included, and that policies and practices and procedures are equitable, meaning that they are actually taking into account the different and unique needs and experiences of different individuals and groups. At the same time, it's important to recognize that intersectionality is not just a buzzword. It's not some checklist item. It is a very complex and ongoing process for learning, sometimes unlearning, and reflecting and actually taking action, which means that it does require some ongoing attention and effort. So how can we start to incorporate or integrate intersectionality into our approach in the workplace? I want to give you some practical tips today. Number one, first and foremost, is just to educate yourself and others about intersectionality and why it matters. Of course, this 5-minute video is not going to tell you everything you need to know. I'll add some additional links below, but dig a little deeper. Second, I would say is just listen and actually value the experiences and perspectives of people from diverse backgrounds and identities. It's also helpful if you take the step to review your company's policies and procedures and practices to ensure that they are actually inclusive and equitable for those diverse backgrounds and identities. We touched on it a little bit ago, but recruiting, right? When we're thinking about actively recruiting and retaining employees from diverse backgrounds and identities, we often neglect the equity and inclusion piece, which is directly tied to retention. If you are hiring hard and fast and inviting all of these diverse groups of people into your workplace, but you haven't actually created an environment or space that is one that they can thrive in, you're likely to lose them and pretty quickly. What else can I share? I think it's also important to encourage open and honest communication, right? Going back to an earlier episode this week, thinking about psychological safety, creating an environment where people can feel comfortable sharing their experiences, voicing their concerns, and also, if relevant, making sure that they feel physically safe as well. If you're bringing them into an office environment, do they feel comfortable there physically? So again, to wrap this up, keeping it short, intersectionality is a very powerful tool for creating more inclusive and equitable workplaces by recognizing and valuing the complex sort of intertwining, if you will, of different social identities. We can create spaces where people feel valued, respected, and supported. If you're not already incorporating intersectionality into your workplace approach, hopefully the tips that I shared today will encourage you to take action or to at least explore it. And if you are already exploring intersectionality in the workplace, please drop a comment below. Let me know how it's going. Share any tips that you've had, wins, challenges, or pain points that you've dealt with. And that's it for today's episode. DEI in 5 drops every weekday, at least for the foreseeable future. So please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content. And I will see you all back here next week. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks.